All
Yes.
right. Hey, Lane, what's up?
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, Coach. Um, uh, Obviously, a significant step up in competition this week, not to mention the fact that you're opening CAA play. How does that manifest itself in the way you guys approach practice this week and getting ready for Saturday?
Well, I hope no different. I hope we've been practicing well, prepared for Howard and Lehigh, and those are extremely important games. Um, Villanova is a better football team than both those teams. I mean, there's no question about that. We know we're going to get, better players playing against us this week. No offense to Lehigh and Howard, but Villanova's but one of the best teams in the country. We understand that, but preparation should not be any different. I mean, you should try to be the best you can possibly be each and every day, whether you're playing Howard, Christopher Newport, or Alabama, or Villanova. I mean, you got to prepare the same way each week.
What is it that this particular Wildcat team does that really grabs your attention when you watch them on film?
Well, I think the first thing that really jumps off is how many times their offense starts drives on the opponent's side of the field. So that means they're either creating turnovers, which they're doing a great job of doing that, or they're getting quick 3 and outs and forcing either bad kicks, short kicks. They block the punt. All those things are occurring. Returning the punt, to get in that field position. So, they're doing a great job in all 3 phases because they've blocked the punt. They've had some decent returns, and they're creating turnovers defensively, and then offensively, they're scoring a bunch of points. When they're getting the football, they're converting it into points.
And if I could ask one more loaded question, but are you maybe satisfied isn't the right word, but are you encouraged by the progress and improvement that you saw your team make between weeks 1 and 2?
Well, I think we probably played a little bit better on defense week 2. Offensively, we were fine. I mean, we executed, but then kind of the silly penalties kind of creep up a little bit, which you wouldn't expect in the second game that we didn't have in the first game. But I think we're getting better. We got to just continue to get better each week, and focus on this week and not worry about anything other than what we got to do this week to get ourselves ready to play.
Thanks, Coach. Russ. Good luck Saturday.
Thanks, Lane.
Sorry, Lane. Hey, Russ. The first thing that jumped out at me on the 2 deep was how similar they are, Richmond and Villanova, in terms of experience. I mean, they've got grad transfers littered on their 2 deep, just like Richmond does. What do you think that does to the level of play and the competition that you'll see Saturday?
Well, it's a huge difference, and you're right. I mean, I saw a lot of grad transfers in the 5th-year seniors, and they're very similar to us as far as I think they've got a veteran, experienced team. Where Lehigh was young. I mean, Lehigh was a young football team and played a lot of young guys, and there's a big difference in those grad guys and those 5th-year guys than a sophomore. It's not even close. And you're going to have some sophomores sprinkled in there to play. But I mean, if you majority of your team, is 4th, 5th, and 6th-year seniors, which Villanova has, you got a real good chance to have a good football team.
Can you compare and contrast Joe Mancuso and Daniel Smith?
Close. They both distribute the ball really well. They both can kind of hurt you with their feet. I'm not sure if the word beat you with your feet is the right one, but hurt you with their feet. Both of them are very similar in that regards. In those regards there, they can get you, they can get you on the quarterback scramble. They can get you on some quarterback run plays. Smith got us in 19 on a bunch of quarterback runs, and they weren't huge. I mean, I know he scored one that we misfit, but most of them were, 4, 5, and 6 yards, but those are killers. Those are killer yards that you don't want to give up. And but Joe hurt them last year too on quarterback scrambles and quarterback runs. So I think they're kind of similar football players.
Thank you.
Anything else for Coach?
Yeah, Coach, I just wanted to ask about the play of the offensive line so far this season. It seems like they've been pretty dominant. What's kind of your overall impression of how they performed these first 2 weeks?
They've been good. They protected Joe really well both games. We ran the ball effectively both games. They've been extremely solid. Our communication has to continue to get better each and every week. We probably had some communication errors that older guys should not make, but they're doing a fine job for us. They're protecting Joe, and they're giving us some opportunities to run the football, which is all you can ask from them.
Hey, Kobe, how do you feel about the progress of the defense between week 1 and 2? I know, I think it was Tristan 2 weeks ago had said that you were not at all happy with the way the defense played after the first game. So has your position changed any after the win over Lehigh?
Yeah, I think we've regained a lot of our confidence back. That first game was not Richmond football. That wasn't Richmond defense. And that just wasn't who we are. So I think we really attacked that week, and we produced a much better result this Saturday. There's still a lot, or last Saturday, there's still a lot that we have to clean up and that we're going to continue to keep cleaning up. But I think we're having that attacking mindset every week of practice to find what we did good and what we did bad and what we can improve upon. So we're definitely growing. Made a big jump from week 1 to week 2, and then going up against some stiffer competition, we need another really big jump from week 2 to week 3, but just continuing doing our jobs.
For both of you guys, when you watch Villanova on tape, what jumps out to each of you about their respective parts of their, their offense and their defense, what you guys are looking at?
Well, I feel like their defense is very physical, and they play hard, and they're not afraid to hit you. So that's definitely something that stood out to us as an offense.
Defensively, they kind of bring the same mentality offensive line-wise. They're nasty guys who are going to try to finish each and every one of their blocks. So we definitely have to be prepared with that. And on top of that, they just have a really good backfield, really good running back, really good quarterback who can distribute the ball, like Coach said, who can hurt you with his feet and with his arms. So there's a lot of weapons that they have that we got to be ready to account for.
Kobe, can you talk a little more about Daniel Smith, what you remember from him and the kind of the challenges he presents as a veteran, kind of multifaceted quarterback?
Yeah, he's a really good quarterback. I remember even in 2019, there was a couple of times where there was a busted play, and just because of how good he is, he was able to make something out of nothing. And also because we lacked in our technique in some ways, but he's a really veteran. He's a veteran guy. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's able to throw some really good shots, throw some really nice passes. Their RPO game's really good, and he's also able to hurt you on his feet. So again, he's a very well-rounded athlete, very well-rounded quarterback, and we're definitely trying to prepare to stop him.
Hey, unlike Howard and Lehigh, you're going to face an offensive line, Villanova, that's pretty experienced, all upperclassmen, 4th, 5th, maybe even a 6th-year guy in there. Do you notice that on tape? I mean, in addition to their talent, you see that they play a different way because they are kind of like you guys, so veteran up front.
Yes, sir. You can notice even in some of the ways that they block certain things, that some of that might not be taught, but it's from experience of, okay, this is what's worked. So you can definitely get the feel that these guys are experienced. They look experienced, they play physical, they play experienced, they play really well together. So really looking forward to a good matchup of strength on strength, really.
Hey, Leroy, a couple for you. Can you kind of take us through the process of your week last week? I know, you got that little tweak on your knee in the Howard game, and kind of and I think there was a time last week that maybe you were questionable to play, and you did get out there, and how all that came to be.
Yes, sir. I missed a couple practice last week But I was getting treatment 2-3 times a day, just trying to get it better. And as the week went on, it continued to feel better and better. And then kind of game time decision on Friday, Saturdays.
Sure, you're happy that you got in there, considering you got the touchdown pass. Can you kind of take us through that play and the touchdown that you had?
I can't really give you the call we had, but Joe Mancuso, I call him Joe Boy. He just trusted me on the route, and I just try to execute it the best way I can.
Anything else?
But yeah, I got a one for you, Leroy, as well. Just with the depth that you guys have at receiver and at running back and everything, how do you feel like it's kind of coming together and everybody finding their strengths? Also, my 5-week-old daughter is saying hi.
Till I say hello. But I mean, everybody's competing. Everybody trying to get everybody better. We kind of work every day, especially the back room between Dice and Vaughn and D Black. They work really hard, as you can see. They run really hard as well. But each and every day, you know, we just coming to compete, and it's fun watch those guys get off in the game, and because they how hard they work in practice. And the same thing with receiver room.
Hey, one more quick, Leroy. Did the spring games playing CAA teams give you kind of an idea of what to expect in CAA football? We all talk about how different it is once you get into conference. Or was the spring totally a different animal? I mean, what's your anticipation for CAA games?
It definitely gave me a outlook on it. But I mean, at the end of the day, football is football. You know, it's some ballers on every level, no matter the level, and we definitely have some ballers on the CAA level.